There have been 9 mainline Mario Kart games spanning 33 years. Since the first edition in 1992, 14 playable characters have had tracks named after them. This got me thinking about which one had the coolest tracks throughout the entire Mario Kart series. But here are some ground rules. Number 1. The character's name must be explicitly mentioned in the track name. Royal Raceway does not count for Peach, and Bone Dry Dunes does not count for Dry Bones. 2. Retro tracks don't count. Only original tracks will be taken into account. Yes, Yoshi Island will be counted as a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track since it appeared there first. Number 3. Tracks will count no matter if the character is playable in that game or not. Basically, I added that to include Koopa Beach from Mario Kart 64, even though Koopa Troopa was not in Mario Kart 64. Well, let's get started. I'll do the rankings at the end, so let's start with Mario. Mario's tracks include SNES Mario Circuit 1, SNES Mario Circuit 2, SNES Mario Circuit 3, SNES Mario Circuit 4, N64 Mario Raceway, GBA Mario Circuit, GCN Mario Circuit, DS Mario Circuit, Wii Mario Circuit, 3DS Mario Circuit, Mario Kart 8 Mario Circuit, and then Mario Kart World Mario Bros. Circuit. I think I'm hurting absolutely no feelings when I say that Mario will probably be far, far at the bottom. None of his tracks are good, with the obvious exception of the glorious SNES Mario Circuit 2, the track that I was born to spread propaganda for. But seriously, Mario's tracks are quite weak. SNES tracks are weak to begin with, and to be fair, his tracks are actually fairly decent, especially Mario Circuit 2, the glorious Mario Circuit 2. Mario Kart 64 takes it up a notch, and Mario Raceway doesn't meet the standards set by the better track, but it is not last place at all. After that, however, Mario Circuit is arguably in contention for worst track in every game. Super Circuit, Double Dash, DS, Wii, and 8's rendition of Mario Circuit makes me rather stick a fork through my eye than play them. At least Mario Kart 7 does an alright job. As for the recent Mario Bros. Circuit, I actually think it's a fairly decent track, but overall, Mario's tracks were always going to be boring. Circuit tracks are just meant to be that way. Following Mario, we'll move on to his brother, Luigi. Luigi's tracks include N64 Luigi Raceway, GBA Luigi Circuit, GCN Luigi Circuit, DS Luigi Mansion, and Wii Luigi Circuit. Yeah, once again, it isn't looking exactly good for Luigi. N64 Luigi Raceway is overhated, but it isn't exactly world class. Neither are the 3 other circuit tracks Luigi has next to his name. GCN Luigi Circuit has a cool gimmick, sure, but it truly isn't anything to write home about. Wii and GBA Luigi Circuit, though, oof. Those tracks are horrendous. I'd rather eat the fork than play these tracks. However, Luigi did something right. Luigi's Mansion is, honestly, one of the best tracks in the whole series, and in a game that introduced to us Airship Fortress, Waluigi Pinball, Tick-Tock Clock, Delfino Plaza, and Figure 8 Circuit, it is one of the more memorable tracks from that game. Luigi's tracks aren't great, but at least he had that one standout track, unlike his brother. However, at least they have multiple tracks to compare. Some characters only have one track. Rosalina only has one track. Rosalina's tracks include just 3DS Rosalina's Ice World. 3DS Rosalina's Ice World is the only track we have to measure Rosalina's impact on the Mario Kart series. This is hardly surprising, as she was only introduced as a Mario character in Mario Galaxy in 2007 and to Mario Kart in 2008. Her track here in Mario Kart 7 is a wonderful representation of her character. Rosalina's Ice World, while being a stereotypical ice track that, were it not for her spaceship being visible in the background, could have easily just been 3DS Sherbet Land and nobody would have bat an eye, is still a fun track to race on. Rosalina's one track may well be enough to put it above the Mario Brothers. Rosalina might celebrate going above the Mario Brothers for a competitive reason, But for Bowser, it's not just for fun. His tracks, on the other hand, are fun. Bowser's tracks include SNES Bowser Castle 1, SNES Bowser Castle 2, SNES Bowser Castle 3, N64 Bowser Castle, GBA Bowser Castle 1, GBA Bowser Castle 2, GBA Bowser Castle 3, GBA Bowser Castle 4, GCN Bowser Castle, DS Bowser Castle, Wii Bowser Castle, 3DS Neo Bowser City, 3DS Bowser Castle, Mario Kart 8 Bowser Castle, and Mario Kart World's Bowser Castle as well. Let me direct the elephant in the room out of the elephant-sized door. 3DS Neo Bowser City is included for Bowser's tracks, not Koopa's tracks, as it could have been for Koopa City, as it would in PAL regions, because I am not in a PAL region. I am Canadian, so I will use the Canadian track names. The other elephant in this room is that every track here, with the exception of Neo Bowser City, is a castle track. SNES started us off weak with 2 horrible tracks, but picked it up by the 3rd. Really, due to Bowser Castle's iconic placement as the penultimate Nitro track, Nintendo usually makes all Bowser Castle tracks awesome. Even though Super Circuit did a decent job with Bowser Castle tracks, Bowser Castles 1, 2, and 3 have all been remade, whereas it took until Wave 6 of the Booster Course Pass for SNES to have a retro Bowser Castle track. There truly is no such thing as a bad Bowser Castle track. Every single track is awesome and uses elements to make it one of the best tracks in their respective games. No spoilers, but I think Bowser might be happy with how the rankings turn out at the end. Someone who is always happy is next up on the list. Yoshi! And his tracks include N64 Yoshi Valley, GBA Yoshi Desert, GCN Yoshi Circuit, DS Yoshi Falls, and Mario Kart 8 Yoshi's Island. Yoshi is personally my main. I've always loved Yoshi. I mean, it's pretty much impossible not to. Yoshi is just so lovable. Yoshi's tracks are equally lovable. There isn't a single miss. N64 Yoshi Valley. Yes, hard, confusing, occasionally annoying, but personally one of the best tracks in the game. I love N64 Yoshi Valley. Personally, in Super Circuit, I think that there are 4 top-notch tracks: Ribbon Road, Cheeseland, Sunset Wilds, and Sky Garden. Yoshi Desert is number 5. As for GCN Yoshi Circuit, it is the most remade track in Double Dash for a reason. It may be a circuit track, but it is not boring at all. It is literally in the shape of a Yoshi. How on earth could that be boring? DS Yoshi Falls may be short and bland, yes. Personally, I don't think it's world class, but I do like it. I personally find it mid though. And Yoshi Falls recently is a very good nod to the Yoshi Island series, and also a fun track to play on. Yoshi's tracks are so hard to hate. However, Wario's tracks are far more controversial. Wario's tracks include N64 Wario Stadium, GCN Wario Coliseum, DS Wario Stadium, Wii Wario's Gold Mine, 3DS Wario Shipyard, and Mario Kart 8 Mount Wario. Recently, I made a video about the most controversial tracks in every game. Wario has 6 tracks. 3 of them were mentioned in that video as serious contenders. N64 Wario Stadium, GCN Wario Coliseum, and Wii Wario's Gold Mine were in the top 2 controversial tracks of their game in that video. I personally find all 3 to be good tracks, since, despite what my age may suggest, I don't have the attention span of a squirrel. As for DS Wario Stadium, I personally find that track to be a good track, maybe even a bit better than the N64 version with the same name. 3DS Wario Shipyard is one of my favorite tracks out of my favorite game in the whole series, so you know I personally rate that track. As for Mount Wario, I've never thought the hype was all that justified. I find it to be a bit overrated, not bad by any means, but not world class. Mount Wario is in the same cup in Mario Kart 8 as Sunshine Airport, and in Sunshine Airport, you can see Koopa Beach in the distance. Koopa Beach is named after our next character, Koopa Troopa. Koopa Troopa's tracks include SNES Koopa Beach 1, SNES Koopa Beach 2, N64 Koopa Beach, and Wii Koopa Cape. Despite having 2 tracks in the original game, Koopa Troopa does not have very many tracks next to his name. Obviously, when 50% of your entire track selection is Super Mario Kart tracks, your ranking get hurt a little bit. However, we cannot blame Koopa Troopa for that. He's a nice guy, he let everybody else get the naming rights to tracks before himself. That's what a true leader does. That's why I suggest we make glorious comrade Koopa Troopa president of Mario Kart. Seriously though, N64 Koopa Beach is one of my favorite tracks in that game, which really isn't saying much, but I do like how calming it feels. Wii Koopa Cape really is the true opposite of that, and that's probably why I used to dislike it when I was younger. But nowadays, I tend to generally like Wii Koopa Cape. So yes, Koopa Troopa has good tracks next to his name, even if he only has 4. A similar situation arises for Daisy, who only has 3 tracks. Daisy's tracks include GCN Daisy Cruiser, Wii Daisy Circuit, and 3DS Daisy Hills. Daisy was only introduced to the Mario Kart world in Double Dash, so of course her track selection is limited. That said, her track selection is pure class. GCN Daisy Cruiser is one of the best tracks, if not the best track, in Double Dash. Daisy Hills is also good, but doesn't stick out in the competitive nature of Mario Kart 7. Wii Daisy Circuit, on the other, massively brings down the quality of Daisy's courses. I've never liked Daisy Circuit, and I was not exactly jumping for joy when it was announced the Booster Course Pass.
What did I just watch? What did I watch?
I would have jumped for joy if Wii Toad's Factory was announced in the Booster's Course Pass. Toad. His tracks include N64 Toad's Turnpike, Wii Toad's Factory, 3DS Toad Circuit, and Mario Kart 8's Toad Harbor. Toad doesn't have a million tracks, but they're all great tracks. Even though I don't exactly love Toad's Turnpike, I do still enjoy it. I think the highway courses, now far too plentiful, are really good. I love Toad's Factory, as almost everyone does. Even though I grew up with Mario Kart 7 and absolutely adore it, Toad Circuit is a lazy excuse of a track. However, if we do rank the first tracks, it really is better than at least the last 2 opening tracks. As for Toad Harbor, I really do like that track quite a bit. Toad's tracks are very good and largely do represent him. Mushroom Gorge would have been a great Toad track. However, 2 consecutive Toad tracks would be pretty bad, probably. However, 2 consecutive DK tracks would be awesome. DK's tracks include N64 DK's Jungle Parkway, GCN DK Mountain, DS DK Pass, Wii DK Summit, and 3DS DK Jungle. Donkey Kong is a gorilla. Donkey Kong is known to come from the remote jungles. So tell me why he has not 1 but 2 snow-themed tracks named after him. However, if we put that aside, his tracks are really good. Not a single complaint from me about any of his tracks. DK Jungle Parkway is so relaxing, unless, of course, you decide the grass looks a little bit like road, then it gets a little bit frustrating. DK Mountain is objectively a good track. I do like DK Pass and DK Summit for their playability, even if I don't think that they are representative of the big DK. 3DS DK Jungle was one of the very first Special Cup tracks I ever played, so of course I have some special memories of it. So yes, I do like 3DS DK Jungle and find it to be a good track. I do genuinely like all of the Donkey Kong tracks. Donkey Kong will be rather high up on this list. A character that acts like he's constantly high is Waluigi. Waluigi's tracks include GCN Waluigi Stadium and DS Waluigi Pinball. Yes, that's literally it. GCN Waluigi Stadium and DS Waluigi Pinball is Waluigi's entire representation in the Mario Kart series. I think I can speak for everybody when I say that these 2 tracks are the top-notch representation. If you're only going to have 2 tracks to represent you, those 2 are pretty good tracks. Waluigi Stadium is a hectic track that genuinely spikes my cortisol levels. As for Waluigi Pinball, that track is awesome. It's iconic and completely showcases everything that is good about Waluigi and Mario Kart DS. Waluigi's representation is short but sweet, probably what Mario thinks of Peach. Peach's tracks include GBA Peach Circuit, GCN Peach Beach, DS Peach Gardens, and Mario Kart World's Peach Stadium. Peach only has 4 tracks. Funny, because if I hadn't have known that, I'd have probably guessed 2. GBA Peach Circuit opens up Mario Kart Super Circuit, but it is just so bland, even compared to other tracks in that game. GCN Peach Beach, though, is really good. Peach Beach is genuinely a fun track to race on. It may only be the second track in Double Dash, but may be one of the better ones. I mean, it really is better than Luigi Circuit, Dry Desert, Mario Circuit, and Sherbet Land at the very least. As for DS Beach Gardens, it is a good track, and no disrespect will be tolerated. I'm not a fan of the 8 Deluxe remake at all, but the original is a good track in my honest opinion. It is a peaceful track, rare for a special cup track. Peach Stadium is not my favorite. I'm not sure of the general consensus of tracks in Mario Kart World, but I haven't heard a peep out of Peach Stadium. Neither have I heard of a peep out of Shy Guy, ever. Shy Guy's tracks include GBA Shy Guy Beach, 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar, and Mario Kart 8's Shy Guy Falls. Shy Guy is personally one of my favorite characters, but his tracks, not so much. Outside of 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar, his tracks are very forgettable. GBA Shy Guy Beach is just as you'd expect from the second track in Mario Kart Super Circuit. Bland. 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar is personally one of my favorite tracks from this game, and that definitely is saying something with this track selection. As for Shy Guy Falls, I personally never fell in love with this track, and I'm not yearning for its return anytime soon. With that said, we can now move on to our final character, Dry Bones. Dry Bones' track is Dry Bones Burnout. Dry Bones only has one track to judge, but it is a strong one. Dry Bones Burnout is one of my favorite tracks to come out of Mario Kart World. I do like to think about a fire-themed track not always being associated with Bowser, and it is a fairly decent track. With all of that said, let's get into my rankings of which Mario Kart character has the coolest tracks. 14th, Mario. 13th, Peach. 12th, Shy Guy. 11th, Daisy. 10th, Luigi. 9th, Dry Bones. 8th, Koopa Troopa. 7th, Rosalina. 6th, Toad. 5th, Wario. 4th, Yoshi. The big third place, Donkey Kong. Second place, Waluigi, so that means first place is, in my honest opinion, Bowser has the best tracks in Mario Kart history. N64 Bowser's Castle, GCN Bowser's Castle, Wii Bowser Castle, Mario Kart 8's Bowser Castle, Bowser never misses. SNES Bowser Castle 1 and 2 weigh him down a lot, but Waluigi only having 2 tracks means Bowser can confidently catch up. So there you have it. The character with the coolest tracks in Mario Kart history, in my opinion, is Bowser. Thank you all for watching. I hope you did all enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next one.